Hey guys, Mrs. Ehlke here. Today I am going to show you a video on how to paint lilac flowers. Those are blooming right now. You can see them all over town. They are so pretty and they smell so good. So I actually had a request on my Facebook page, Lori Ehlke's Art, to do a painting or a drawing of lilac flowers, and I thought watercolor would be the perfect choice. So I did a watercolor painting, as you can see here, of just some simple lilac flowers that you would take off of a lilac bush. We used to have them at my old house in Michigan on the side of our home, and they would just grow so big and be so fragrant that if I had the windows open, I could smell them all through our house. So such a pretty and a sweet smelling flower. So if you would like to paint a lilac bush flowers like these, then follow along, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe below. To start off my lilac bush plants, I'm using just a nice line to kind of make where the cone shape of the flowers is going to go. And I don't have a purple in my watercolor palette, so I had to mix my purple, and to do that I used Opera Rose and a little bit of cerulean blue. I find that I make prettier, more vibrant purples if I mix them with pink instead of red. So I mixed the pink and the blue on the lighter side. And now I'm just going in with a pretty watery mix just to kind of figure out the basic shape of my plant. So I'm just kind of dabbing at it with this round brush, and I'm working from the top to the bottom and just kind of trying to keep it loose and organic in shape, and just kind of letting those little shapes kind of come off the side. It's getting a little bit wider as I go down, and I'm keeping it real nice and watery so that the color is light, because I will go in and add more dark on top of it later. I'm trying to do this before those two lines that I originally drew were dry, so that I didn't have strong lines going down the middle of my flowers. Now I'm going to add some stems and some leaves, and I'm just using kind of a sagey green for that. And I'm just kind of drawing them in with my brush and then filling them in with the paint color afterwards. These two I'm keeping pretty light. I don't want them to get too fancy. I can always go in and add details later. I'm trying not to let my leaves touch the flowers, because if they do touch the petals that I've already painted, the colors would probably run together because they're not dry yet. So I just picked a couple spots to throw in some leaves, just kind of filling out the base and letting that dry. I'm going to jump back up to the flowers now. I'm mixing a little bit more of my pink and blue mixture to get the purple that I want. And I'm just going to kind of dab a little bit of a darker color towards the middle of the flower. My original layer is not quite dry yet, but that's okay, because this just kind of bleeds into what I have there already. So I just wanted to fill it out more, give it a little bit more depth and dimension. Just dabbing a little of the darker purple along the middle of the flowers. I'm leaving kind of the edges a little bit lighter. Now that I've let everything dry, I'm going back in and adding some details. And I'm going in with my purple first on the flowers, and I'm making like plus signs and X's. And just trying to kind of vary those as I work my way down the cluster of flowers. So you can see I'm just taking my brush, making X's, X's, pluses, X's, pluses, just kind of working my way. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between them so that they aren't all just running together, but if they kind of bleed in together, that's okay, a little bit. They don't have to be perfect shapes, but just kind of a general idea of X's and pluses as I work my way down this cluster, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing towards the other side. You can see on this flower on my left that the top is a little bit more of a reddish tint and the bottom's a little bit more bluish. And although I didn't do that on purpose, it's just because I mixed a little bit more pink or more blue when I was doing the purple. But I don't mind the variation in color. It just kind of adds some interest to my painting. So sometimes I will add in a little bit more pink or a little bit more blue at times just to vary the color a little bit. So I'm adding those pinks and blues and X's and pluses all the way down, mainly staying towards the center part of the flower. And then now I'm going to switch to some greens to add a little bit more definition to the green parts of the plant, so the leaves and the stems. I'm going to go ahead and draw some lines on the leaves to give them some more interest. And I'm just using the same green but a little bit less water this time so that it's a little bit darker than it was before. Adding those lines along the leaves. You could always add a background behind this or even more clusters of plants around so it looks like it's part of a large bush, but this gives you an idea of how to paint some lilac bush flowers. So thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have fun painting these.